Good morning. This is a recording for Tuesday, April 30th. In the past several days, we have been talking about the third element of building shame resilience, reaching out. And before we start talking about the fourth element, which is speaking shame, let's summarize what we have learned so far. Today, we will continue doing self-reflection practice. So if you want to answer the questions I'll be posing in writing, be sure to have your journal handy. But of course, as usual, you can do everything in your mind if you prefer. What we have learned in this section is what we already knew. We all crave connection. It's what being human is about. However, by nature, shame is a very isolating experience. It thrives in secrecy. So when we find the courage to share our experiences and the compassion to hear others tell their stories, we force shame out of hiding and end the silence. On the other hand, when we don't reach out to others, we allow them to sit alone in their shame, feeding shame the secrecy and silence it craves. We don't reach out to fix or save others. We reach out to help them by reinforcing their connection network and our own. One of the benefits of sharing our story is experiencing what Brené Brown calls knowing laughter. She defines knowing laughter as laughter that results from recognizing the universality of our shared experience, both positive and negative. This laughter embodies the relief and connection we experience when we realize the power of sharing our shame. We also talked about living in the culture of us versus them, which only promotes separation and hinders connection that is so necessary to building a healthy support network. Unfortunately, we all have a tendency to insulate and separate ourselves from others by convincing ourselves that bad things only happen to quote-unquote those people who are different from us in some way. We tend to insulate ourselves when it comes to stigmatized issues like addiction, domestic violence, criminal activity, serious debt or bankruptcy, etc. And there is also fear-based insulating, when the experiences of other people are just too scary for us to be willing to reach out. Of course, this is a recipe for failure, because the truth is, we are those people. As Brené Brown says, most of us are only one paycheck, one divorce, one drug-addicted kid, one binge drinking away from being those people. The ones we don't trust, the ones we pity, the ones we don't let our children play with, the ones bad things happen to, the ones we don't want living next door. So no matter the reason for our wanting to insulate or separate, whether it's some sort of stigma or our own fear, we need to learn to reach out anyway. We need to reach out to those people because all those bad, shameful things can easily happen to any single one of us. All of us fight hidden, silent battles against not being good enough, not having enough, not belonging enough. And the way we heal is through connection, through reaching out. We need to be able to find enough courage and compassion to lean our discomfort, and just do it. That's the only way we can build a healthy support network, a healthy connection network. That said, it is important to note that our connection network doesn't have to be the same for each shame trigger. Some people are best to reach out about our body image and appearance and aging, but they may be a terrible choice when it comes to money issues or parenting. In other words, we need to be discerning when we choose who we reach out to when we're ready to speak our shame. And now let's do the self-reflection practice I promised. As always, I will pose some questions and give you a few moments to reflect on them in the context of your own life. As I mentioned before, you can do this exercise in your mind or write your answers down on paper or in your journal. Totally your choice. Take a comfortable position, and as always, take a few moments to settle. Settle into your body, your heart, your mind. Settle into this moment, right here, right now. Your breath nice and soft, natural. See if you can find a sense of spaciousness in your breathing, letting all the experiences of the present moment flow through you as energy that they are, without struggle. Now I'm going to pose a few questions for your self-reflection, and I'll give you some moments to ponder each. And remember, as you reflect on them, whether it's in your mind or on paper, be sure to keep part of your attention gently scanning and re-scanning your body, and notice how this reflection affects your physical and emotional being. Question number 1. Have you ever experienced what Brené Brown calls knowing laughter? If yes, how did that feel? Have you ever experienced what Brené Brown calls knowing laughter? If yes, how did that feel? Question number 2. Do you have a tendency to separate the world into us and them? Why do you think you do that? Upbringing, habit, fear. Do you have a tendency to separate the world into us and them? Why do you think you do that? Upbringing, habit, fear. Question number 3. Could you see yourself overcoming any stigma and fear to reach out to anybody in pain just because they are suffering? Or does the very idea sound wrong or scary? Could you see yourself overcoming any stigma and fear to reach out to anybody in pain just because they are suffering? Or does the very idea seem wrong or scary? And lastly, question number 4. Reflect on your connection, on your support network. Who are the individuals or groups that provide support, empathy, and understanding, contributing to your resilience against shame? Reflect on your connection network. Who are the individuals or groups that provide support, empathy, and understanding, contributing to your resilience against shame? Now place your hands on your heart and send the energy of loving kindness to yourself with gratitude for being here, for doing this challenging work. May I be filled with loving kindness. May I be well in body and mind. May I feel loved, cared for, at ease. May I know that I am enough. May I remember that I am never alone. May I touch deep, natural peace. As you gently let go of your practice, as always, scan your body. Notice what's going on for you right now, physically, emotionally, mentally. How are you, really? As you go through your day today, I invite you to continue with these self-reflection questions. I've also posted the same questions in our private group Mindful Morning Circle. As always, enjoy your discoveries, whatever they may be. And as always, if you're inspired to share your musings, your stories, your thoughts, please do so. Your voice is very important to all of us. Thank you so much for being here today. Have a beautiful day. Tomorrow is Wednesday, Lorna's breathing practice, and I will see you on Thursday.